Good morning everyone, welcome back to GMG Chess Series. Today, let's tackle about chess opening. And I choose Scandinavian defense. As in my previous video, one of the factors for choosing chess opening is the personality in our taste. And I choose Scandinavian defense. And as we try to choose the chess opening, we must have a mother game. And this is one of my mother game in the Scandinavian defense. And it is important that we have opening repertoire. As John Spielman said, play opening like a book, middle game like a magician, and end game like a machine. That's why opening is very important. And we must have a solid opening book for our chess opening. Without further ado, let's go now to the main topic. Now, the Scandinavian defense, not totally popular just like Sicilian and E5 chess opening. But it is good opening to play because it has solid pawn structure and quite sound. E4, D5, E takes D5, that is more logical. Queen takes D5, Knight C3, Queen D6. We prefer Queen D6 than Queen A5, and we call this as Bronstein variation. It offers another way to play against Knight C3, and it has been growing popularity, but before, at first sight, it may look dubious because of Knight B5 or Bishop F4. But if we think deeper, this move has a good purpose. And this opening is played by Grandmaster Sergey Tabyakov and Bojan Krajicka. And simple logical move for white leads to black advantage. Let's see. After Queen D6, D4, logical move. Knight F6, logical again. Bishop C4, logical. A6. I preferred A6 than C6. Knight F3, logical move. B5. This is one of the idea of Queen D6. Bishop B3, Bishop B7, Knight E5. Again, logical because threatening to capture the F7. E6, logical again, blocking the bishop at the F7. Bishop F4. As I told earlier, the queen at D6 subject to attack by Bishop F4. That's why it was not very popular before. But nowadays, it has a deeper idea. C5. This is the idea behind Queen D6. And there is a small trap in this position. And black is playing the black setup. Knight BD7 or Knight C6, Queen B6, Bishop E7, and Castle, depending on the position. After C5, white has many logical options. If D takes C5, that leads to immediate equal position. Queen takes D1, Rook takes D1, Bishop takes C5. Now, the two bishops very powerful along the diagonal. And the king in the center can go to E7 because this position is in the endgame. Castle, Knight C6, A4, B4, logical again. Knight E2, Knight takes E5, Bishop takes E5, King e7, again no need to castle because already in the endgame, and king must be active in the endgame. That's why king e7 is better than castle. Bishop d4, again logical to trade. Bishop takes d4, rook takes d4, a5, rook fd1. The white is controlling the d file, but after rook d8 and exchanges the two rooks, then white position has many weaknesses. First of all, the pawn at a4 and the bad bishop. And black has a good bishop and the pawns are placed in the good squares, in the dark square. And the second one is knight g6. And there is a trap behind it. At first, white gained the exchange, but later on, black can recover the knight at h8 and leads to black advantage. After knight g6, then logical to capture queen takes d4. Otherwise, white can easily capture the rook at h8 and save either of white knight or white bishop. Queen takes d4. If knight takes h8, then queen takes f4. And with the queen on the board, black attack is more powerful. C takes d4, knight takes h8, d takes c3, castle. Until now, all moves are logical. Knight bd7, again, black can easily capture c takes b2 or bishop takes g2. But again, development is very important in the opening. f3, c takes b2, then white has two logical options, either to capture or king b1. Again, the advantage of king b1 is that the king cannot be subject to the h8 to a1 diagonal, because black is planning to play bishop g7, attacking the knight at h8. And if white capture, then the king is subject to the h8 to a1 diagonal. That's why king b1. That is one of the advantage of king b1. But it has its own disadvantage. Bishop b4, bishop d6, bishop c3. Again, the bishop occupies the h8 to a1 diagonal and controlling the e1 square and protecting the pawn at b2. Bishop a3, knight d5, bishop takes b2, bishop takes b2, king takes b2, king e7 logical. Now, black will capture the knight at h8. Rook he1, planning to capture the knight at d5. Knight 7 to b6, knight takes f7, king takes f7. This position is winning for black and easier to play for black than white. And rook against two knights, 6 points versus 5 points. Aside from king b1, The continuation is king takes b2. Then g6. That is more logical than knight c5, which was played by Ibragimova and Hamra Kulub. Rook he1. Again, the threat is knight takes f7, king takes f7, rook takes e6. Knight c5, again protecting the e6. Bishop e3, knight takes b3, c takes b3. It is more logical to capture by c pawn because again rook is very powerful in the offen file. If a takes b3, then the rook cannot maximize its power in the offen file, but it can create a pass pawn. But black can easily protect against the pass pawn. Bishop g7, logical. Knight takes f7, king takes f7, bishop d4, again protecting in the h8 to a1 diagonal. Rook e8, rc1. It is logical to move in the offen file. Knight d5, bishop takes g7, king takes g7. Black is better and easier to play than with white. And black has a great chance to win the game. That's all for today. I hope that you learned something today. And you can apply this in your future game. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to your friends. Thank you and have a nice day.